to those because thank you, Maisha, for letting me know it was removed in the first place. Then I also got the notification from YouTube shortly after your notification. So I'll be sending the current video back out once we make sure that we're live again. They ain't got me in nobody's Facebook jail. All right, cool. We are back live again. And I will send the link back out to you guys. My apologies. Uh, ain't really my fault, but I should have foreseen once I couldn't get the clear image just to let that rock. My bad, YouTube. I ain't trying to, get in trouble with y'all. I don't
We
want
mean
no
no
smoke.
disrespect.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke. I ain't trying to be a rebel. Fobs, my brother. Glad you back in the building. Good to see you. Good to see you. Peace and love, brother. Peace and love indeed. You back just in time. We just got shut down a second ago. But appreciate the lifers for looking out. Let me know what was going on with the goings on. But we are right back here again. So you could pick up where you left off.
Um, so we talked about the importance of lube. For everybody that is newly signed on, we having a little bit of fun. In the chat, we are creating our own mood set and playlist. The only rule to this is no R. Kelly. I want to hear all of the songs that get you and your partners in the mood because I might want my own new playlist or somebody else might be inspired. Um, but definitely that's the rule. No, no R. Kelly.
Yeah.
We not gonna lay the rule of something that he wrote because we it's too
Yeah,
much
we
that
not
he
doing the
wrote.
super petty stuff where y'all try
Yeah,
to reach and
it,
try to still defend that pedophile
yeah. It's
PDF file, excuse me, because you can't say certain words on here or else
please don't get us shut
it'll
down.
drop the rates. It's not gonna get it shut down, but it makes it harder for my video to be seen.
Oh,
So
we
yeah.
ain't want that. I'm already scared that tonight I might be the problem. But with
Fortunately we're
that,
educational with everything else, so we should be good.
I'd like to hope. That's definitely gonna lead us into, this next round. We playing with toys tonight, y'all. So my first toy that I want to introduce is what I call a starter toy. So starter toys are for people who are looking at toys, maybe are brand new to the scene, really unsure about it, just kind of want to try something out. This one is kind of a no fuss toy. It is powerful in its own right, but simplistic, right? You're not about to do a whole lot with it. It's going to get you where you need to be and you done with it.
Good selection, Fob.
Um, that is a good one. That's a good one. Um, it's also good for partner play. That is why I love this particular toy. And it's called Open and Act, which I feel like is the perfect name as a starter toy. But it's called Open and Act. It is a clitoral toy. Specifically, it is used if you're using it in the most simplistic way, you just, this way, because it's the easiest with your turn on and setting button up here. So you turn it on down here, choose your setting up here, just apply this to your clip, and however long or short it takes you to get there, that is where you are. But I love this toy because again, it's ergonomically sound as far as how you hold it, um, holding it in as it makes sense to your clit. It's not a lot of awkwardness with it. Some toys, as you get more advanced, can be awkward when you're holding them. This is just extremely simplistic. Um, Once you turn it on, you get your simple light. You have 10 settings with this. 10 different pulses that you can choose from to set you off. It is quiet enough and it's powerful enough. I
Also, don't
wish
sound
that
like the barbershop.
mm, not exactly, not exactly. You may feel that way if you are, at home playing with it, but somebody in the next room isn't going to hear the toy.
Okay.
They're not going to hear it. But for partner play, as you advance with it and get comfortable, if it's your first toy, for partner play, it is a good toy to have in missionary. So while your partner is, depending on how you prefer missionary, some people want to be as close as possible. Others prefer to have their butt on their partner's thighs while their partner is working in missionary. However you prefer it, this is a great toy to have because you or your partner can hold this directly against your clit. Um, while you are enjoying each other. Also, this is a good toy to have when doing doggy style. Again, while you are on all fours, depending on how if your partner's arms are long, he can have it that way. If you're in a position where you can focus enough, right? If he not drilling you into the mattress, you can hold this directly on your clit while you still use your arm to support you while you're on all fours. So this right here is my own personal favorite. You can use I like I said, this is when I sold Pure Romance. In place of this particular toy, you can use a narrow based wand. Wands are also good starter toys. Um, I would suggest if you are going for a starter toy and you choose a wand, choose one that again has the narrow base. Some wands are thicker because they're more powerful. Some wands, are larger just because of size and coverage, all of those things. You want a thinner based wand. So where the base of it, the handle is thin, and one that does not have such a fat head.
Pause.
Pause. If you like fat heads in your personal life, go for it. I'm just saying, as a starter toy, you don't want a head of the toy to be that large, um, because you don't want to overwhelm your clit just starting out. Just starting out. Now, what you do once you get used to it and all of that kind of stuff, go for it. And again, always remember when you are first starting out with your toy to make sure you are lubed up to avoid tears, any friction, things like that, because we want to treat our girl nicely. She's good to us, so we need to be good to her. So that is one of my first fan favorites. The second is, so if we all saw the hype about a rose, we all saw how fast the rose grew. If you, depending on what brands you like, if you've seen like the Belladonna toys or anything like that, those are based on air suction. So this right here, this hole, is where the source of your pleasure is coming from. It literally is using air technology to engorge your clit. So literally, like it brings your clit in and engorges it almost, which is interesting because some women like their clit sucked on, but in a different fashion. That's what this is. It is delivering air and pleasure in the same space. This is also a fan favorite for a beginner. Um, I don't like this one as much for partner play. A lot of people do. They like the rose for partner play. That's not my personal favorite. But again, I think that your pleasure should be based off of what you feel. For me personally, I don't want to rush sex with my partner. Sometimes you do, but I don't want a toy that's going to get me there before I'm ready to be there. Unless I'm mad at that man. Now, if I'm mad at him and, I want Mister to just climb on and do his business,
Oh
then
no.
I'm gonna use this at the same time because at that point I'm mad. I don't care about your
Oh
ending. It's
no.
it's for me. So if you want a cheat code because you really mad at that man,
My
but you know
cousin
you
shot
just
me.
correct. You just need something, but you want to get yours over faster, beat him to the finish line. Go on ahead and add this at full blast, right there directly on your clip. And I guarantee you, you're gonna beat him to the finish line and you can roll over and be happy.
Full blast is crazy.
What? Yep, do his business. Do his business. But only it's gonna be yours because you're gonna be finished before him. So I always encourage women to always have the We Vibe partner play is yes. Yes. I cannot find my demo We Vibe. I think the last party I did, it may have gotten left. But a We Vibe is absolutely move. I was going to do those particular toys next month, but since someone said it, a We Vibe is depending on which one, because there are different versions of it as they made like, updated models. We Vibe is a great toy. I'm going to take us to this one. This is a larger, much larger version of the We Vibe, but it has kind of the example that I need. The We Vibe is shaped literally like this. So you have the portion that goes inside your partner, which would be this part right here, and this part that would be laid up on against the clip. Most of them have a remote control now that your partner would be able to hold, you would be able to hold. So while you are internally feeling the vibration, while also your partner's penis, your partner on his shaft is feeling this part as well. So it is a great toy to have because not only are you getting the sensation from the vibrator, your partner is also. And you get to change the settings up, etc., and have yourself a good time. And again, with the We Vibe, it is good during sex, so both parties get to feel the motion. We Vibe is also good for outside play. I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret because I ain't at that job no more and I don't care. I worked a job that stressed me the heck out. I'm talking about my hair was starting to fall out.
Damn.
And when I started selling toys and I got the We Vibe, because it's small enough, I would wear it to work. And when they would stress me out, I would just turn it on because nothing cures stress than an orgasm, right? It doesn't care how you have it. I mean, it doesn't matter how you get it. You had an orgasm. I didn't do it all the time, but on times when I knew I was going to face high stress, I would absolutely put that on because the We Vibe is so small. It does come with a remote control, and you can control it. It's quiet. You can be in a room with people, and they're not going to hear it. So that's the other beauty about the We Vibe is that it's great for outdoor play as well. Um, I encourage everybody to play with their partners and toys. They're not a scary thing. Some of them can be. The one I'm going to show you in a few minutes probably will be. So, but toys are fun. It is a great addition to add to your bedroom, not as a replacement, but as a help aid. You just kind of got to shift how you view toys. This toy, I kind of described it in the same capacity. It is larger. You're not going to be able to play with this internally the same way with a partner. However, a partner being able to use this while holding it this way and being able to use it in you while this part is hitting your clit is always great. So your partner gets to control how you are um coming with your toy. In addition to being able to insert this part while this part touches your clit, You can also straighten it out and put this on your clit while your partner holds it or while you hold it. This is also my secret weapon when I'm giving head. Because of the flat base of this, I will put it on the sack often and hold it like this while I'm sucking. It is something that when they first see it, they get a little nervous and they clench. And then I gotta feel like Monique when I'm like, relax all your muscles. But they like it because it literally strokes right here. So they have this sensation laying right there on the side. And then I'll stroke up their shaft, all while my mouth hangs on the tip. Toys are amazing addition. Toys help reduce the work. Listen, men, if you got a partner and it take her a real long time to get there, add a toy in there. Add a toy. Because most times women's pleasure points are their clitoris. You all don't have an extra appendage beyond your hands. Use your hands. Your hands are great also. But you all don't have an extra appendage to simultaneously while you're thrusting in to be stroking her clit. Also, in remembering that the G spot is about 3 inches into the vaginal canal, right? That's not where your focus point often is as soon as you go in. Having a toy like this that can literally, you lay the flat part in or down as you go in and you make sure you hit that top part of her G spot, that's gonna send her over the edge. All you gotta do is once you pull it out, follow in, and then now y'all fussing over the west spot. Toys are fun with your partner. They fun for outside play. They're fun to bring into the bedroom. It is a great tool. Again, this one I use on my male partners when giving head. And when I don't feel like sucking, I cheat. I am about a cheat code. I am about a cheat code.
Not cheating the sucky
Ladies,
sucky.
cheat code. And
Not
again,
cheating the sucky sucky.
indeed, 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 dubiously, dubiously, indeed. This leads me to, because I ain't forget about you men, get a grip. Now, most of you all know this as, so get a grip is a very basic, what do y'all call it? Coochie pocket?
Mm, pocket pussy.
A pocket coochie? Yeah. Um,
Coochie in a can.
for the most part. These stretch, see, there's a lot of stretch in these. I personally, again, cheat code, use these when giving head. Ladies, if you have a
Beyond the
partner,
skin. That's crazy.
okay, I kind of like that one.
That's crazy. I've
I
never
kind of
heard
like
that in
that.
my life.
Um, but yes, ladies, if you have a partner that's extremely endowed, let's be honest, all that's not
Oh,
going in
maybe
our
that's a
mouth.
song she giving up.
Yes, I think it is.
Okay,
It is not cheating if all are happy. You are correct.
that's true.
Um,
If
but
you're gonna
ladies,
let
if you
his
have a
son
partner,
out the sucky sucky, then I mean, hey, that's his call.
correct. If you have a partner that's extremely endowed, all that is not going in our mouth and down our throat. For the goats, for the goats that can take all 12 down their throat and still breathe, God bless you. Immediate standing ovation. Immediate. That's not my calling in life. That's not it. However, for those of us who want to still breathe, these are great for using all the way. at the
I
base
just corrected
of.
that. Relax. I just corrected it. Okay. I know it's hard to believe, but I have flaws and I make mistakes sometimes while the camera is rolling, contrary to popular belief. Continue,
It
Mac.
happens. Players mess up.
I'm just saying.
Um, so yes, what you would want to do is one, again, lube this up. You want to use again a water-based lube. Cream is okay, but cream is going to tear sleeves, specifically sleeves, down. I don't care what brand you get. Cream-based lubes typically tear these down pretty quickly. Um, so you want to make sure that your sleeve is lubed up really well. You're gonna slide this on your partner. And so this is my toy that I fear may get us shut down. Again, I apologize. This is my alien gnome. My alien gnome was actually a gift. I have never ever used it outside of the fact that I just think it looks really cool. It scares me. But alien gnome is joining us for the demonstration. What? Because the weight of my heart is generally food and sex toys. Um, so yeah, so you want to make sure your sleeve is lubed up and you slide it on your partner. That actually fit better than I thought it was. Mostly because it's of the shape. And so while you are sucking the tip right here, or as much as you can get of your partner in your mouth, you use this right here with the lube and work your hand on it. Literally work your hand on it. This provides, a moisturized, tight grip, especially because your hand is working it, while also you are using your mouth sensation again for as much as you can get of him in your mouth. This is an amazing cheat code, the sleeve for your partner. And then men for solo play, a sleeve or pocket pussy, whatever you want to call it, is great for solo play as a starter toy. There are not a lot of toys out there for men because you just have one extremity. You have two technically, but for a lot of men, they don't want to do anal toys. So for those that choose not to, there are a lot of different variations of this. Then you have, the ones that have vibration, all of those kinds of things. I'm going to get a few of those next time to showcase. But this is a great starter toy. They have warming lubricants that you can use. Warming lubricants are also great to use inside the sleeve. It gives you something moist and warm while playing with yourself. I think men should be more open to toys for themselves, but I let y'all work with that.
It's a hard road to get to, man. It's a hard and a long road to get to.
Listen, I
So it's because at the end of the day, you gotta get past a lot of the shame and a lot of the mental conditioning to just be like, I want to enjoy myself enough to say, you know what, they make these. Let me go ahead and have some fun with it. Let me go ahead and use it because I deserve to have the kind of night or morning or whatever it is that you feel that you deserve to have. But for the longest, men was put down for having toys. He was considered a serial killer, a potential scrape artist. It was assumed that if you had that, it's because you can't get the real thing. And then the women who would see if you had one would assume that you was like a deviant, like that sex controls your life as opposed to you having a healthy sex drive and probably being the kind of person who like, all right, well, instead of hitting up the girl, that's a bad decision until I could get, a better situation that I want to be able to have the sex that I want. Let me just go ahead and use this to take the edge off. Or, a lot of dudes in relationships, hey man, listen, it's a drought. There's a drought with the in-house yams, so I'm gonna go ahead and take care of what I got to take care of, or in best case situation, maybe she'll help you take care of what you need to take care of. Um, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you got situations like that too. Dudes who just had, you know, whose girl just gave birth. You ain't finna get back in the sack for a while, but you know what I'm saying. So you need something to take the edge off, whatever, what have you. But so I too, you know what I mean, as a dude, I advocate for, hey man, if that's what you want, if that's what you feel like you need to help keep the edge off, or just to have fun, like you want to experiment, you want to see what's to it, go ahead, man. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man. Don't feel bad about it. Don't let nobody, play you because of it or try to play you short or try to make it seem like it's something wrong with you because you deserve to have sex too. You should, you know what I'm saying? You deserve to have fun too. Like, even if it's just self play, you deserve to enjoy that too. Women got the Gatatonic 5,000 and the all these different stuff, and you're not going to blink if a girl has that for herself because it's like, oh, okay, cool. Then don't let nobody
Some
do
men
that to
do.
you. I mean, some dude, but at the end of the day, it's some dudes who's always
It's
going to
more
like
acceptable. No, and I
who's
agree.
always
I
going to
do
cry about
think
something, like, you know what I mean. But some dudes don't even want their girl flicking their bean, and y'all weird for that.
immediately.
But at the end of the day, what you say, if dudes start thinking about the experience, dudes do think about the experience. So that's not what's going to bring us over the edge. It's just thinking about the experience. Dudes do think about the experience. And you got to think about it. A lot of dudes do masturbate, right? Like, so it's not even that they don't think about sexual pleasure. Like I said, it's the shame that's attached to having a toy that they have to be willing to get past. The stigma that comes with that they have to be willing to get past. If dudes ran into more women who not only didn't have a problem with it, but like how she's explained, oh, you could do this with your partner, you could do that with your partner, you can so forth and so on. Because let's be honest, sex with well, as far as heterosexual men, sex with women matters to us. And if there were more women who made more dudes feel comfortable about even bringing those things into the bedroom, then dudes would be willing to be more experimental with the different toys. But you got to keep it like dudes is not telling other dudes, yeah, I got this, get a grip, Steve. No, you're getting embarrassed because a woman made you feel bad about it. So even when you bring the girl over the crib, you got to hurry up and hide it and act like it don't exist and she can't go in this drawer and all that. Like at the end of the day, we grown. We grown. We grown. If you should enjoy having orgasms, man. And nobody should make you feel bad about how you get to them as long as it don't involve nothing out of like inappropriate, as long as it don't involve animals, as long as it don't involve nobody underage, and as long as everybody's consenting that's involved, don't let nobody feel bad about how you get yours off. That's the end of my spiel. I let her go back to kicking game.
Well, and that is the whole reason why we are doing this series is that in our community specifically,
Hmm.
sex is such a taboo and nuanced conversation. A lot of us didn't have actual sex talks with our parents. I was fortunate that I had a mom who was very open with me about sex. Um, it was always age appropriate. It wasn't like she was chit chatting with me like I was one of the homies. It was conversation where I wasn't curious
Hmm.
about it because it was this, nuance we don't talk about kind of thing. It wasn't met with you shouldn't do it. It was just very this is what this is. If you are thinking about it, this is what you need to know kind of thing. I think if more of us took that approach, we could embrace sex very differently because it doesn't feel dirty or shameful. And so the whole point of this series is not only to bring awareness to different things as it relates to sex. So as we move forward with this, we're going to touch on BDSM and clear up a lot of misnomers about that. We're going to get into topics that we have judged harshly because been told that those are deviant lifestyles when really it is just based off of things that people enjoy. We're going to delve into the fact that a lot of the things that we like sexually do skirt around the space of the BDSM world and deviant activity. It's just that it has been made to be, in the space of, as we like to call, vanilla, right? When you think about back in the day, in our earlier years, white girls were the ones who we knew gave head. And as Keisha from down the way got caught in the middle school bathroom, everybody called her a hoe.
Oh,
Now it is socially acceptable
yes,
and
yes, you better
expected,
give it up.
yeah, to have these open conversations about head. I will give my good girlfriends techniques about breathing through your nose and relaxing your throat. This is conversation that we have where previously you would have been a hoe. Oh no, we didn't do that. My grandmother's generation, when she talks about Miss Ruby down the street who had the boarding houses because she was a whore, that was a thing, right? You, I mean, really.
No, real
When
rap.
when we thinking about now, you know, tossing salads has become socially acceptable. It's made it into songs. That was not something that was thought to be. In fact, again, thinking about us coming up, somebody getting their salad tossed was something that was prison culture.
Yeah,
You thought they must have gone to jail for something like that to have happened. And now it's in R&B songs where we are openly discussing this thing. There's nothing wrong with if these are the things that you like. It is that we have not been allowed to sit in these spaces and come to terms with the fact that I think I might like to be choked when I'm about to come. I think I might actually like that man hands on my throat right when the nut is hitting, right? That's not shameful. You're not a degenerate. You're not anything like that. That is just something that excites you. So if it excites you, it is about learning how to properly do it so that you or your partner don't get injured and it's something you get to enjoy. I like to have my ass back when we are having sex. Okay, cool. So let's think of ways that this gets properly done. So again, you are not injured. There is a way to spank a person that is going to be pleasurable and not painful. And so that's also something that we'll discuss on later episodes. So the whole point of this is to get rid of the shame that comes with sex. It is to get rid of the misnomers surrounding it and to get us all comfortable in our sexuality where we can have sex with our partner and say, I like this. I don't like that. When you do this to me, that doesn't particularly make me feel good. I
right.
need more of this because the part of great sex is being able to have safe conversations with your partner about what it is that you need, what it is that you desire, what it is that you want in that space. If you can't have that, if you're not comfortable with having that, there are things that you got to reevaluate. So, as it relates to male toys, there is a lot of shame surrounding that space. We as women have not done a great job of making them feel comfortable using it. Why you need that? I'm not
Why you
enough for
need
you.
that? Yep.
As opposed to we also have, I just pulled out four different toys. This does
And
not
those same
even
women be like,
cover.
"What you need that for?"
Correct. So we got to give space for men to also be able to explore what it is that they need. Although we like to believe that men are simple creatures, all they need is a little bit of head, little bit of missionary, couple minutes of doggy style, and they good. The reality is they have other needs too that aren't always that simplistic. They also may like to get choked. They may also like for you to degrade them. I'm with it. Also, they may like to do the degrading. Now, to that, I say find a partner that is accepting of that. There are women out there. Don't just call her a dirty whore without clearing the way for that.
Yes.
She might lean back on you and
Yeah,
do a shoulder lean.
yeah. Gotta get people who's down for what you're down for.
You absolutely, or talk them through it. Also, women like to be talked through. I'm just saying, just in case a lot of y'all haven't been doing it, don't Wesley Pipes us. I mean, some of them might like it,
I was about to
but
say, right there. Yeah.
yeah,
Stop all
some of
that
them might
noise.
like
Stop
the
all that
Wesley Pipes
noise.
style,
Stop
but
all that noise. Don't embarrass me.
no, don't right. So that right there,
Don't
cover
embarrass
the
me.
basis of what your woman likes.
My
But a lot
nigga.
of women want to be
Shut
talked
up,
through
Wesley.
it. Some women don't want you talking at all.
That's
Listen, make sure you know your partner and what it is that they need, what it is that they want. We have to just get to a place where we are not shaming one or the other for what it is that they like, what it is that they need, what it is that they want to explore. Unless it's what? Race play
race play
and
and kid
anything
stuff.
dealing with children.
Mm-hmm.
We don't play those.
At all.
But everything else, let them do what it is that they need to do because sex is not a selfish act. If you are with a
Awesome.
partner that only cares about their sexual pleasure and not yours, you should reevaluate your partner. Now I ain't breaking up marriages. Don't be like Tommy said. I don't need no wives coming to my door trying to beat me up.
You don't
I can fight.
satisfy me. Tommy says I don't need you.
Yeah, I can fight.
Miss
But
Tommy
but
says
your
I don't need you because you
your
don't
wife might
care
be able
about
to
me.
fight better than me,
You
and I
don't
don't want
care
my
about me
mama.
getting my orgasm. You've never cared, Harold. In all 15 of these years, you've never cared.
And I don't want Harold's sisters coming to my door or his mama because I got a mama too, and she got hands. And then she gonna want to fight me because she be like, "What you in there telling them people?" So listen, Tommy is not saying leave your partners. What she is saying is have a conversation with your partner, and then have another conversation, and then find the compromise. Maybe your partner doesn't want to be choked, but it's something else you all can do that gets you there. Find what
Maybe
that
he doesn't want to
compromise
do the
is.
choking, but as she said, there's something else that can, meet you halfway on your desire to lose some oxygen. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
Correct.
there's some kind of halfway point, something else y'all could do. But he's like, I ain't finna choke nobody because that's too terrifying to me. Can't get
Yeah.
past that.
I'm
So
and the reality, right, is that there are a lot of in betweens of why that could be terrifying. What if they don't get up? What if, they call the police on me? Any of those things are very real.
especially if his name is Lenny, he definitely might not want to try it. Yeah, yeah, y'all gotta be literate to know that one. Y'all got to read some books to get that one. If you know, you know.
That was a good one. That was better than any movie or song reference I could have done. That was a good one. Yes, you do need to have conversations, but other conversations that we need to have in real life and in real time, NDA conversations,
Mm.
because
Woo!
it may sound extreme, but we got real jobs out here.
Yes.
We have careers out here. If this person not your long-term partner, if this person not your husband, if it's not anything like that, that's a real conversation when you start getting into heavier sex
Mm.
acts with people, right? You need to have those conversations. It may sound extreme to some, but revenge porn is a very real thing out here. Revenge porn is a very real thing. You know what else is real? Podcast. Look, we on one. That everybody is out to tell a story.
And you know what else is real? People treating regret like the R word.
Also, very real. That is a thing.
So
And
yeah,
it's a
that NDA covers your behind.
Yeah.
because they had to
It is
sign on for it.
correct. It is a slippery slope with these things.
It
But
can be, but at the end of the day, yeah, like homie saying, especially at a certain point of career path, and you got but so much to lose, man. You might just need to invest, especially if you know you're a person who's going to have like multiple partners and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, that was a real point to bring up, Tommy. That was a real raw point to bring up. I
and
didn't even
yes,
think about that, man.
it would save a lot of people.
Mm, mm,
Um,
mm.
STI conversations are
Mhm,
important to have. It's an uncomfortable conversation for most, but when's the last time you've been tested? Is a real conversation. What are your results?
mhm,
There are still clinics that you can go to for free together, but we live in a digital world. When you go get
yes,
tested, can you send me your results before we do anything? We are in times where STIs are at a very high point. HIV is in DC. DC has moved to number one in HIV statistics
mm,
for the number of people infected. I think behind us, which when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is crazy that DC is number one. I think Atlanta comes behind us at like number five. Those are very real numbers. And then when you think about the communities it's infecting and impacting, it's us. It's
mhm,
Black women, it's Black men. It is because we are not having hard conversations about sex. We are not treating this in a space of, I want to know where you are with this. Sex is great, the connection is great, but being safe is important in all aspects. So, correct. Let me see your paperwork. Is a real question. And
nothing
if
wrong with
they
that.
get all funny acting about it, that ain't somebody you need to be with. Cause what you hiding?
What are you
It
hiding?
it isn't always the comfortable conversation. You might really like this person. Vibes might be high. They got every point checked on the list. And then boom, now you got a STI because you never had the conversation. And they out here with a hot box tagging everybody. Your turn, your turn, your turn. So STI conversations are
Mm,
extremely important to
absolutely. The
have.
minute they has he, he out the game. Don't play ball with nobody who has he. Don't play with no ball who have nobody who has he on that paperwork. Hey, you go right in the Hilo. Go right in the whatever that is. Quest. Go into your Quest app, your Quest
Mm,
Diagnostics app. Let me see some.
correct. Correct. Let me see what that says because you got to protect yourself. Nobody else is going to look out for you but you.
Facts.
Other conversations that people don't think to have beyond, the STI and NDA talks is, do you have any sexual traumas? Do you have any sexual traumas? A lot of things that people experience or don't do or do are rooted sometimes, and sometimes, not all the time, in sexual trauma.
Hmm.
So I will personally share that I was sexually assaulted. I didn't realize until therapy that some things that literally would freak me out were directly rooted to that trauma. And so now that I'm aware, I can articulate to my partners, do not grab my wrist. That is going to set me off. The move will be shut down. I'm going to go into fight or flight, and you're going to be trying to figure out what happened. And it is because you grabbed my wrist.
Mm,
But that's a very real conversation to have because instead
absolutely.
of now this shutdown has occurred and you think this person is wilding out when really there's something that happened unintentionally,
Hmm.
completely unintentional, and you've triggered them and that is their trauma response.
Yeah.
Those are important questions to
Language
have.
conversations. Like we talk to each other all the time. And not to be confused, y'all, with the whole love language thing. That's something totally different. I mean language conversations, just in terms of knowing the way that each other will talk in the act, that matters. that matters. Like the the level of aggression somebody enjoys or doesn't enjoy, like knowing that's how that person will talk, like that kind of stuff. It could get spooky in the moment if there's a miscommunication due to the way somebody receives your language. You know what I'm saying?
When the no becomes serious versus
There it is.
jokey.
There it is. Cause I since I was a teen, I've been big on I don't care whoever you slept with, whatever you into, don't say no, stop to me unless you mean no, stop. If to you no stop means push me further through the mattress, I'm telling you, I'm be blown. I'm gonna get up and leave. I'm gonna get him to leave because I ain't never been in that situation and I never want to take the chance. I never want to take the chance. That kind of accusation as a man, even if you beat the case, unless you everybody's favorite already, it will haunt you and it will dog you for a very long time. I don't want to be nowhere near such a thing because it's something I find to be so morally reprehensible. I don't even want to accidentally find myself anywhere near that. So, just not finna do that. And for because you have some women who have that consent not consent thing. You have people who have that kind of fantasy, the R word fantasy, like, so. And instead of actually having, like how Tommy said earlier, that conversation about the kinks and all this kind of stuff, like, yeah, y'all had that conversation, but that person didn't also tell you that they like to use this word to mean that and this word to mean that. Like, you got to figure that out, man. And it's not a common conversation. It's not just going to come up in common conversation. You have to be intentional about these kind of things. You have to be the person who risks killing the mood to ask these questions, because it's not just going to come out naturally. It's not. It's not.
Well, and that takes us back to last month, conversations in intimate spaces, because it can be conversations that don't necessarily kill the mood. It is based off of how you are framing it.
Yeah.
Intimacy, as I said last month, does not start with us laying in the bed about to get busy. Intimacy starts with being able to set the precursor, being able to have conversations and dialogue in intimate settings with one another where our guards are down and we are in tune with one another. That is when you create the safe space to have these kinds of conversations, dialogues, and back and forth. And it is important to have and to be locked into somebody's language. So you are able to see, when the change happened. Are you okay? Being able to check
Mm-hmm.
in. Are you good? Are you still with me?
Mm-hmm.
Those are important things. Finally, something that oftentimes women get shamed for, the use of condoms. The use of condoms. That is a very real thing. We all grown here. I get tested regularly. Why you need that? I like the way it feels naturally. All that sound cute and all, but you gonna wear this here condom. That's a thing. Not only do condoms prevent pregnancy, condoms prevent STI from being able to be transmitted. Condoms reduce, that risk of, and so it is a safe space. I work with seniors. I love what I do. I work with people who are 62 and up, and I am having conversations with them about condom usage. I am having conversations with them about STI prevention because, generationally speaking, condoms for them. And so, even though I work with 62 and up, most of my population is in their 70s and up. So, I'm having very real conversations with them about STI prevention because there are a couple things to note. The first is the women outnumber the men in independent living spaces, probably about 5 to 1. Um, the men who are there, most of them are married, and the ones who are single, well, there's a sharing. I got drama in my building currently where one man got a girlfriend on 4 different floors. I'm having very interesting conversations with them about the usage of condoms. And their first response is, I can't get pregnant. No, but you can get something
Can't
that
get
you
other
can't clear
things.
off.
Facts.
With the amount of floor hopping that's happening at this very moment, I just would encourage it. So I have become the condom dealer. I'm sliding condoms to them, secretly because I still want to have my job, right?
I'm your pusher man.
Listen, but it's interesting having these conversations with essentially my grandparents, right? They are old enough to be my grandparents.
Right.
I'm having these conversations with them at this stage in life, just like we need to be having it amongst ourselves. So that is tonight, where we talked about toy play with our partner. We talked about a new position to try with your partner that is fat belly approved. We talked about proper lubrication with toy play and partner play because even though we have that good WAP ladies, we also need to make sure that we are protecting ourselves from tears and friction that will cause our girl harm. We need a healthy girl. And we talked about incorporating toys with our partners to keep it exciting. We talked about just a little bit. Next month, I'm going to delve a little deeper into outside play with toys. But definitely check out the We Vibe because that is good for house play and outside play. We talked about male toys as well as cheat codes for when giving head. I would like to say that if there is anything that you all want to hear or talk about more, please, please, please feel free to reach out to Life Be Lifer to drop something in the chat, drop something in the email. He's going to give you his email at the end so that we can make sure that we are covering those things. This is a safe space. This is a space for fluid conversation. So we want to make sure that the lifers are getting what it is that they like to see, in addition to, all things that we don't think about. So that's my spiel for the night, y'all. Thank y'all for being with me. We saw some great songs in the mix. I think before we completely end this, we probably should give our picks for songs that we would like or our mood setters.
Okay.
Um, I am gonna go after you because I got to
Okay.
pull my playlist up. I had known what I was gonna do, so I wrote a few down.
Okay. Um. Shout out to Tank. He might be a weird individual, but he makes some great bedroom music. Uh, Dirty is definitely a good one to have on the playlist. Um, in fact, I'll give y'all three from Tank. Dirty, Nothing On, and I know people like to go with When We, but there's another one that's a little bit more smooth, a little bit more romantic. When You Dance, that's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one.
Mhm.
So When You Dance, Nothing On, and Dirty, all by Tank.
That was a whole tank playlist, but okay. Um, so I'm gonna go with one that probably nobody would think of, but should be on all of our playlists. Dwale Obey.
Why wouldn't we think about that? That song is amazing.
That is definitely yes. Still with him. Dim the lights.
Yeah,
Correct.
for
Correct.
sure, for sure, for sure.
Hmm. Now I'm about to completely switch this one up
Okay,
and go with Lil Rude and Nasty song.
okay.
And then because I don't want this to go too long, Neo Mirror.
Mirror is fire. Mirror don't miss. Mirror don't miss.
Does not miss.
Mirror
Does
don't miss.
not miss. Um, just a bonus because I think this should be on the
Yeah, you
list.
got
Sir,
Gwilly on my brain. I'm thinking about
hair down,
flatbacks.
hair down by Sir.
Oh
That's my
yeah,
bonus one.
really?
Hmm. That's my
Now
bonus one.
that I wouldn't have expected. Hair down.
Hmm.
I would not have expected that one.
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, there you go, folks. We gave our contributions. We saw several contributions from, Rihanna to Pleasure P and other stuff here. So, you know what I'm saying? Keep that kind of stuff in mind, man. Again, we grown. Let's destigmatize, sex and have fun. Do it safely. Get the most out of it that we can, while we can. um, and let's all respect each other's spaces, you know what I'm saying, and create a more healthy environment, because probably if more people had better sex, we probably have a safer place to live in, probably be happier people walking around. Thank you, Miss Tommy, once again for coming through with your segment, Grown Folks Sex Ed. This has been yet another episode of Life Be Lifing podcast. Thank you all. If you have not already, make sure that if you like the episode, especially if you was in here commenting, you might as well just go ahead and like the episode. If you're not subscribed already, I don't know what you're doing, but get on that. Subscribe, hit the bell so that you get the notifications when we do go live. Um, Share by all means. Send it to your friend, your friend's friend, and they friend. And also, I just always want to say to you guys, thank you. For the guys who are still here, guys and gals who are still here, next Monday will be the 19th. My birthday is on the 20th. So we doing game night again next Thursday. We'll be doing some interactive games. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some card, whatever it is that we could play via distance, via stream, and we'll have some fun. Yes, I'm going to do some trivia, okay, on me and Life Be Life in. And maybe we'll have a couple of prizes set up to send people who win. We'll see what we can do about that. But most importantly, come looking to have fun. Come with good jokes and good energy, because you know what I'm saying. Uh, Nobody's promised another year, and I'm gonna enjoy mine if I get it. You heard me. That being said, shout out to A.C.E, my brother who he always be. Shout out to the sponsor of the Two Kings 215 and Life Be Life and podcasts. As I always say, be smart, be patient. That includes with yourself. Be respectful. Be kind to as many people as you possibly can. I know some people gonna make that impossible, and that's fine. But make sure every single day to take time out to be kind to yourself, because you cannot pour out of an empty cup. Real quick, shout outs on the way out. Shout out to the Know It All Network, who are now renting out their space. I'm gonna go ahead. If you check Life Be Life or Not, you're gonna see pretty soon. I'm gonna post up his advertisement because he's renting out his space. He will, so you could come there and record with Mr. Know It All. He's actually doing editing as well. So hit up Mr. Know It All if you want to do a podcast or you want to do something to that nature, and you need a space to do it, and you need a professional to help you get it done properly. Shout out to my guy from Podcast Link Philly, Mr. Know It All. Also, check me out on Mr. Know It All episode 221. Shout out to Main Character Energy. Check me out on episode 4 when it drops. It hasn't dropped yet. Go ahead and watch episode 3 that drops this weekend with Red Snapper. And my episode, I'm gonna give y'all a little heads up. My episode so far is split in two. My episode so far is a two-parter. I know. You're welcome. Good night, y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Be safe. Have fun. Be good to each other and be good to yourselves. And we'll catch y'all